All right, guys, we're down here again. Uh, we started doing some segments to where we have a few other friends of ours that come on here, and they're going to answer questions and stuff from viewers and from listeners and stuff. So you can send us questions, send them questions, things that you want to know or want to ask. We got Carter and Ryan from Boars and Broads. They're going to be doing a spotlight, a little deal. I'm going to be they're co-hosting or we're co-hosting together. And then we also got a spot with Uncle Pat, and we recorded it the other night. It'll be out here in just a couple of days. Nate's putting them out. So without further ado, we got Carter and Ryan with the Boars and Broads crew again. So
we're
welcome,
back again,
guys.
Baby.
Welcome.
Nice to be back, man.
Yeah.
Nice to be back.
And guys, we were just talking about going to Uncle Earl's. It's a great event. We had a blast, and it's one of those deals where I think it's getting the vibe is definitely changed from what I've talked to so many people that have been going for umpteen years, for decades. Everybody said it's just totally different now. It's more of an event instead of just a bay. And I see that, so it's nice.
Yeah, it sure is, man. When it's ridiculous how many people go up there. I mean, it's great atmosphere and everything like that, but like when you first go up there, like this is actually the first time me and Carter stayed. We stayed there for Friday before. We never been there like a Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, we had never been there during the weekend.
Boy, that thing was popping.
It was getting it, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, man, it was getting it. Like,
there was them two old guys that was riding around on that side by side, Kevin Brooks and Rodney Bell.
God.
Dude, they were just. They were from a 1990s guy. They was off the chain, baby.
They were something like that,
dude. They was something. They was sideways, and then they got me on the. I was like, I said, boys, I can't handle this.
Up out there on Peddler's Row.
Yeah, we wound up.
Y'all were 3 deep in a single cab Can-Am and riding up the Peddler's Row, asking me if I wanted to go up there, knowing good and well I don't have any money to spend up there.
Hey, dude, I didn't have any money either. That's what was crazy, and I still got a dog.
I still find a way to every rich person I know says they don't have no money. Kevin Brooks, Ryan Rankin.
Yeah, Kevin and Ryan.
All of them boys. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money.
Well, I didn't have any money at all. And
you know how you get money?
No, I don't, because I don't have any.
As you live in a double wide and you're married to a vet.
That's how you do it, baby. I hear you.
Well,
I hear you.
I ain't got either of them. So
I can attest for Carter. He ain't got much money.
There you go. Hey, me and Carter, that's why we get along.
I appreciate you calling me broke on this national podcast. Like, yeah, he really is broke.
What are friends for?
But he hangs out with the right people, so he gets by.
And he's single, so ladies.
Yeah,
he's broken single.
Yeah, come on.
No, listen, he's got good dogs. Yeah.
Come on now.
Oh my God. No,
watch out.
Listen,
watch out.
I was really trying to compliment you, but when I said it, as soon as I said it, I was like, damn. I'm not helping nothing.
We better watch out.
Yeah, but anyway, I got this dog. Kevin Brooks wanted me to get this dog. I'm going to blame it on Kevin. Kevin, he pulls up through there. He said, that is the ugliest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. And I thought he was talking about somebody, but he was talking about a dog. It's a 3/4 Irish Wolfhound and a quarter Greyhound. And so I was talking to Chris Hansen, and Chris said, he priced the dog to me. I was like, that's your dog? He said, nope. He said, well, he was wanting.
Chris is just up there.
He said he was wanting $250, but I'll take $200. I said, okay. And the guy walked up and he said, hey, I told him this much on that dog. And he looked at him. He said, the guy's name is Larry. Larry said, well, Chris, I said $250. He's like, Yeah, but I know this guy. It's 200 today. I said, Chris, I appreciate that. And then, no joke, man, by the time, within 5 more minutes, the guy said, look, take the dog with you, put it to work. He said, I got it to do some breeding with. It's a young dog. So I got a lot of high hopes for the dog. I want to bring it, and so Kevin Brooks can have it to look at it.
There you go.
You know,
Don't give it to Kevin. Kevin got enough dogs.
Yeah, he got 88 dogs up at his house now,
Yeah.
probably.
I got one dog from there last year from Monica Wheelis, and I carried it back to her this year though. I was like, I mean, which dog? It's ready to go to the woods. So
Yeah.
There was a young guy. He wound up. I think he bought the dog from Monica actually. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's kind of. And Monica, I told her she had to buy me a case of beer or something. I was like, she got a good deal. I bought the dog from her, raised it for a year, trained the dog, brought it back to her for free, and then she sold the dog. I was like,
sold it again.
I was like, that
Yeah,
Monica's straight out hustling, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So
That's an Alabama map for you.
that's it. That's how it works. So what all did y'all get into at Uncle Earl's?
Shoot, I actually made my way up the road with Kevin and Rodney up there, and I saw Chris Hansen. I got into some of his crawfish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That's the first time I met him, and he's a good guy.
Chris is an absolute one of the best for real.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
I think the funnest time I had was working the pen with a couple of them Southeast Texas legends, Rowdy Ward and Garrett Piku.
Yeah.
We were the late night reinforcements, and we had been into some cold beers at that point.
Yeah.
And Jake comes up, he's like, hey, will y'all help work the pen? Or Miles said, will y'all help work the pen? And we were like, yeah, but we're going to do it our way. Mm-hmm. So it turned into kind of like a ranch and rodeo where we were just hyping Rowdy up to rope every hog.
Yeah, there you go.
But we had a blast for an hour, man. We had a good time.
Man, Rowdy's a cowboy for sure, man. Him and Garrett.
Huge, yeah. They said, you want some gloves? And he said, nah, I don't rope with gloves on. I was like, boy, you tough, son.
We were sitting in the stands, and Rowdy's like, me and Garrett, y'all know where you went off card. You went somewhere. Then we told Garrett and I told Rowdy to go there and get in the pen, and we convinced him to go in there. And he went in there, man. He lassoing hogs, and he like body slammed, flipped one. I have to send y'all the video. It was pretty.
He
good.
suplex.
Sweet.
Yeah, like the hog's rushing him, and he just overhand grips it and just launches it into the fence.
He's letting him know who's the boss.
I've heard stories about Rowdy, and he definitely lives up to his name. And shout out to Rowdy, man. This is his birthday yesterday or today or something.
Really?
Like that.
Well, happy birthday, Rowdy!
Birthday. All right. Yeah.
Big shout out to Rowdy.
Them Southeast Texas boys are good folks, man.
That's just a Coca-Cola cowboy.
Ain't no doubt. Yeah, I got to meet him. Him and Garrett, they came over there to the tent and hung out for a few minutes. And he, like I said, I was busy. I stayed in there in the tack trailer most of the time working on stuff. But what little I did get to go see, I got to watch him rope a few times, and like you said, he's the truth. Ain't no doubt he can get it done.
Yeah, that boy can.
Rowdy was so good, man. He was roping them from the outside of the pen without even seeing the hole, like running by. Like he was just flipping the rope over.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, we could have pointed those boys out. They had them Texas tuxedos on, man. They were sporting them times.
Yeah.
All denim, boy. Yeah, all denim.
Yeah, they're definitely like you said, they living up to the hype. That's for sure. I know Piku and Rowdy, they sent in an answer. Somebody had asked Uncle Pat a question about some yellow dogs and some bloodlines, and man, it was cool because they had a lot of history to go with it, and it was pretty informative. There was a few things that I knew, but man, I hadn't even thought of it in 20 years.
Well, I mean, I'll be completely honest. Yellow dogs get a bad rap out here, like on the East Coast, versus out there, because I was talking to Kevin Brooks about it on the way back from Earl's. As a matter of fact, he's like, when we went out there and hunted with Blosky and Torres and Trey Moya and all them boys, like he's like, that's the best group of yellow dogs I've seen in a while, and. I was like, well, they got them out here because Piku and Rowdy got good yellow dogs. And But around here, you know, a lot of times you see them yellow dogs.
It's not the same.
They look the part, but they just ain't the part.
They're not the part.
You know,
Pat and I talked. We discussed that as well. And I had one yellow dog, that little Charlie dog I had for years. That's the only one I ever had. I've owned several, but they just were not, like you said, they were not the part. And what
now
I got, I got some from Texas. That litter I got last year. So far, these right here are leaps and bounds above any of the other ones that I've had, except for little Charlie. And that's what I based it off of. Charlie was out of that Montana dog, and I mean, he turned out to be a hell of a dog. But at the same time, like I said, I've went through a dozen and just was not successful with them. It's a totally different style of yellow dog. And Pat got into a lot of that. And you know, yellow dogs, everybody's just, first thing they think of is a pure blackmouth cur. And sometimes yellow dog might have a little Kimmer dog in it, you know, or something like that. You know, you don't ever know. They might have a little
ears
something
get
else.
a little bit longer.
Yeah. So, you know, that's something to think about there.
It's kind of got like watered down because everybody in Georgia, I mean, they get them from out of state from somewhere most of the time, and then they breed them for stuff, and it gets watered down. But there's some people down in Florida that still got some good stuff. I mean, you got like Dre Jumper down in Okeechobee and like Joel and Hall and them boys down there. They got some good stuff.
Well, see, Florida's like Texas. Florida is its own country.
Yeah,
you know, I'm serious, man. Look, when you start talking about yellow dogs and stuff, it's like, well, Texas has they got good yellow dogs, and then we talk about everywhere else, and then there's Florida. They've kept good yellow dogs from what I've seen. Just like you said, there's people that I know down there that's had them for years. But once you get out of those two countries and get into the USA, it's you know, you got Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Georgia.
I'm telling you, if you ever get lost and you go to the Walmart in Florida, like just say somebody dropped you off in Florida, you gonna see a Florida tattoo. It's the same way with Texas. If you get lost in Texas and go to the Walmart, somebody's gonna have a Texas tattoo, and then you know where you're at.
Yes, exactly.
Like, they got their own country.
That's what I said.
Their own country.
A whole nother world, baby. And they're proud. I mean, proud.
What do they got at the
Go ahead.
Walmart?
Everybody that I've met from Texas, they're super proud to be from Texas.
Oh yeah, they got the best chili. They got the best barbecue.
They got the best Whataburgers.
Welcome to God's country,
brother. It doesn't matter where we go. There's not a Whataburger that I will eat. That stuff's garbage. I'm sorry.
Whataburger is great.
Crucify me.
You got turned down from that because of that damn bay y'all went to.
Dude, a good Wendy's blows Whataburger out of the water.
You must have went to, when you talking about when you came to Tyler, Texas. There's a Whataburger that's 200 yards from the Bay Pen, and I promise you're going to eat Whataburger 32 times.
And I promise you, I ain't eating it again.
Yeah,
I'm not eating it again.
Carter looked like Rambo when he got there, and then when he left, he looked like me and Rodney. You know what I'm saying? Six pack turned to 12 pack.
Whataburger shoved down my throat. Golly,
it was like, well, just get a triple. Like just get a triple. Don't get a triple. Get two of them. They're gonna slide in and out.
They do got a mean Dr. Pepper milkshake though.
Yeah. This section brought to you by Whataburger.
Come on, sponsor us, Whataburger. I know I talk bad about you, but we will gladly
we'll accept
sponsorship opportunity.
Dude, I talk about Waffle House all the time. Waffle House, y'all know it. Y'all go to Waffle House too.
Oh yeah.
But when we went,
many late nights there at Waffle House.
Yes, and I'm talking about, I can tell you every Waffle House from the East Coast to the other side of San Antonio, Texas. And I went to Huddle House one time in North Carolina.
Get down now.
Listen, the waitress and the manager at Huddle House, to where we went hunting with Mr. Andy, they got on our damn post on Instagram and commented on it and told us, next time you guys are in town, stop by. It's on the house. So
No
shout out to Huddle House, baby.
Huddle House,
Yeah.
down now. I like the Huddle House.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was
They-
like, damn, dude, Huddle House is on this. That's what I'm talking about.
They got a Huddle House not too far from Marks Bay. Don't
Yeah.
they?
Oh, yeah. I've ate there.
I've eaten there a couple times myself.
Yeah.
I ate with the devil there a couple times.
Yeah, you had a run-in with the devil. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
no, me and Satan had breakfast at the
Carter,
house in
Carter.
Georgia.
Hey, cuz y'all had more than breakfast. Golly, y'all
Carter
had
was
more than
eating all 3 meals.
Yeah, that's how I don't know how he never got full. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's enough of that. Let's move on. Before I have to get on Facebook again.
Yeah.
Don't do that. They're going to deactivate you. Mark Zuckerberg's going to shut your shit down.
Yes. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Oh, my
You
God.
needed to.
That's
man.
funny. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So
Y'all want to talk about some hog dogs or something?
let's talk about
You
what
live and
y'all,
you learn.
what we did the Uncle Earl's deal. Everybody had a great time. So, but before y'all got to Earl's, we just done the Tulsa Standard Hunt. We talked about that in the last podcast. Well, let's do a little recap on that.
Recap, man.
Go for it, Ryan.
Yeah,
Ryan,
Ryan, tell us.
man, we had a great turnout. I think we ended up having like 15 teams there, or 15 teams in there. We were hoping to get 20, but we ended up having 15. I think weather played a part of that a little bit.
Yeah.
We had a big, damn near looked like a hurricane come through, and it actually cleared up on the day of the weigh-in, so that was beautiful. Had a good turnout, probably about 150 people there, I'd say. And thank you guys for y'all's help, and Nathan and his wife and everybody that sponsored the event. And Unique Outdoors Hound and Hunting Supply came up and they set up, and it was a great turnout. I mean, we had a bunch of barbecue and people there, and I can't thank Mark and them enough for letting us host it up there. It was always a good time.
Had a good band there too. Had some good music.
Had a good band there. Had some good food there, and look forward to doing it next year again. Yeah.
Hey, that big boar score evened the field, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I tell you, I told y'all before.
There was
Swamp team's gonna win.
Yep. There was what was his name? He was at Uncle Earl's. He came to Uncle Earl's. He was one on the winning team. Dang, I can't.
Rick Stallmaker.
Yeah, Rick. But Rick. That's what he.
Rick.
We were talking about that, and he was like, "Man," he said, "it really did even the playing field." And and there was a couple other people that they were like, "Well, man, the way that it was measured and this and that and blah blah blah." He was like, when they were holding that tape, it said 3.5 inches. I was like, no, that's 2.5 because he's holding it on the 1 inch.
Yeah.
He's like, well, why would he do that? I was like, to be accurate. So
because you can get a more exact measurement.
Yeah, Nate's been working with me, ever since he's been old enough to go to work. And actually, child slave labor, I've used that pretty good to my benefit over the years. So he knows how to read a tape. Is what I'm getting
tax deduction and labor.
Yeah,
come on now.
Exactly. So, but I have been working on the little measuring device that I was talking about doing.
Cool.
I'm going to try to have it done before we get the Shankathon, and I'm going to try to if I can get them done, I want to mail them to each team so everybody has it and everybody can use the same exact device to measure.
That'd be pretty cool.
If not, we'll just have to do it the same way we've been doing it. So
yeah.
But either way,
I do want to tell you one thing: we'll probably get second again.
Well, it's better than 10th.
That's right. I don't know about that. We've gotten lucky twice with second.
I do want to say we had a good time at the weigh-in. We had people always talk about, oh man, it's too far. Well, we had somebody from Australia come and see us, so that was pretty cool. Old Grant Colville, man, that was awesome to see him.
Some of them Okeechobee boys showed up too. I mean,
we had some boys from Okeechobee. I mean, that was like a 9-hour drive, and we had big payouts to hang around, big prizes. I do want to say something. Well, I don't care. It was kind of messed up at the game warden to sit a mile up the road. I wish he would have just came to the weigh-in, sat at the weigh-in, said what's up to us. We would have fed them, treated them good, show them what we was doing. We wasn't doing nothing wrong.
Exactly.
Everybody had their permit. I mean, everybody was doing the right thing.
Yeah, and
somebody at the weigh-in made a phone call, and he actually got away. They was told he's supposed to leave on. So
yeah, and that like you said, that I get the whole situation about being within the legal means of the law. But it would have been so much better if, like you said, if he'd have just came down there and said, "Hey guys, I need to check a few of these to make sure everybody's on the up and up." Okay, we'll do it.
What if he would have came up there? You know how much good publicity? I'm not publicity or press or not karma. I don't know what to say, but good aura to give off to people to come up there and show your face and chill out, hang out with the hog doggers. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I mean, he checked one or two people, and then somebody made a phone call and he left, and we didn't hear nothing about the rest of the time. But it could have easily made a better light shed on the game warden and the hog doggers of Garrett. He would just come up there and hung out. I mean, without
a doubt, there's it's weird how that kind of works itself out. I was talking to somebody at Uncle Earl's about there was a I guess you would call it a backyard bay event here in Alabama somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was actually at now I'm not going to get into names or none of that by no means, but they were told that it was okay, that the game, now this is coming from, secondhand information. Basically they said that person, that the game warden himself went and got the pig for them to use. It was like it's a bee bay, and it was set up specifically for that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, number one, that's all. If you read every rule, every law, like I have here in Alabama, it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
You can't do that. But at the same time, if they can, that's cool. But why would it be okay for one person to do it and then not others to do it, If you've got one person that's doing it and it's in a damn 10 by 10 dog pen versus somebody that would have a actual professional built and go through inspections and all this stuff to have an actual facility, why couldn't they do it?
That's right.
It's weird how that works, It is. And like you said, shining that positive light, dude, they could do so much better.
Oh, I know, man. It could have been awesome in terms of them doing that. But so they actually held the bat, like it was recent?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But now it's not a big event by no means.
No, it's not a big event, but I'm saying, but you have something.
But at the same, yes. Okay. Yeah. And they don't really, they're not advertising it as, hey, come to this big bay or nothing, but it is advertised. And
now what about, can y'all bay like a domesticated hog?
Well, that's what it really boiled down to. I can work my dogs here at my house. You can bring your dogs and I can work them right here on my private stock. Just like you would cattle, but you cannot have spectators. It can't be a public event.
I hear.
And this was a public event.
I hear you.
It involved a breed association and a registry. So, it's one of those deals where it's like, dude, it's such a fine line. I get that. But at the same time, people like me, I'm trying to get around that fine line all I can.
Yeah, no doubt.
You ain't flirting with the line, then you ain't doing it right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean,
you got to flirt with the line at this point.
If I'm doing all that, it ain't going to be a potbelly pig. I can promise you that shit.
Well, if they let you do it, I mean, if they let them do it, you can somehow do it too and figure that thing out, man. You can get some domesticated, and then I don't know, maybe a wild boar gets there and breeds some.
Have you seen? You haven't seen my hogs, have you, Ryan?
No, I ain't never been.
No, I'm just saying you had never seen. Well, hell, when Carter came, he wasn't even here long enough to even check them out. Mine are about like Butthead or Machete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm dead serious. They're 250 pounds. I got old Buford out there. He's got 4.5 inch teeth on him right now, and they're not curlbacks. They stick out, son. They are some hammers. He will teach a dog to act right, but at the same time, he's a domestic pig. He's got wattles. He's got wattles. He's black. He's got hair on him. He's got long ears and a tail. You know what I mean? I can pet him like he's my buddy. But
hey, some of them things are bad. Down at Broughton Island, they got that big old white one, and yeah, that thing was smacking some things down there.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
well,
that was.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just say that. I mean,
Yeah,
some of them things don't play.
No, some of them don't. These actually have been bred down through bay pen stock over the years, and until they were just a formulated breed of their own. And I'm talking about over 30 years.
Now, in terms of like y'all trying to figure out how to do a bay or anything like that, I know you're probably working on it and talking to people behind the scenes of it.
Oh yeah.
Are you part of like Alabama? What y'all got? Y'all got a Alabama Dog Association or anything
yes,
like that? Or?
Yeah, with the Dog Hunters Association, yes, we are.
Man, I don't even know if Georgia even has something like that. I was talking
every state does, but here's the deal with that. Like, I thought they had shut ours down. Yeah. But they and listen, shout out to all the guys that are in the Dog Hunter Association for Alabama now. But 20 years ago, it was totally different. They would not even acknowledge us as hog hunters. They actually put on they put on a hog dog tournament for the past couple of years, and we hunted in it last year, and I think we won 2 or 3 things in it, like longest tusk, longest stringer, stuff like that. They had a good turnout, and it's another generation that has come into play. And those guys, they run deer dogs. They got hog dogs. Yeah. They do. They hunt with dogs.
I want to get something together like that, man. I mean, I know that Georgia's done it. I guess they do it, but we need to do something like that. Either the hog dogs, or do a Southeast one. Or
that's what
Southeast Hog Dog Association.
That's what we're working on. That's exactly what we're working on, Ryan. Nate and I have been doing this has been going on for about 5 years. That we've been kind of toying with it. It's going to be a national level is what we hope to get to, but it's going to be a hog dog alliance.
Well, anything I can help out, I want to do it, because I've been thinking about ideas, man. Like you say, Georgia.
You and Nate get together on that stuff, dude. I'm telling you, I'm putting him down there in Congress, and we're going to get him to change some laws or something. So,
well, yeah, but like throughout the states, man, like it's crazy how all the states are different. I understand that, but like even like Georgia, man, like. My biggest thing I want to get done is, just even open a season up for a hunt in like January or February in the WMAs.
Yes.
In the state of Georgia, they open them up May 15th through the 31st, or May 16th through the 31st for a select few WMAs. You can run dogs on it.
See, they got
92 degrees.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
they got one in Alabama. They got one for 1 week in Alabama that you can hunt, or it might be 10 days.
What week is that? What day is that?
Dude, it's a WMA.
Is it in the cold parts or the hot part?
Oh, it's hot. Yeah, it's in the end of summer.
Well, that's what my whole thing is. I don't understand, because like state of Florida does it, and they do like you got to draw for it, like put in for draws.
Yeah. See, Mississippi does one in February. Soon as deer season's out, they open the WMAs. Not all of them, and I'll have to double check to make sure which ones. But I got some buddies that all they hunt is public land all of February. And it's right there on the Tennessee Tom Big Waterway. I think it's Corps of Engineer land.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they open it up for February, and that's their whole season. They just mop them up too, dude. And so Mississippi, they got a lot of stuff that I like.
And South Carolina does the same thing. They do something like that, but they do it in the kind of like Florida, but they'll do it during deer season. They'll shut the WMAs down for a week. And yeah, they'll do it during deer season too. And I don't understand why they can't adopt rules like that, or adopt things like Florida and do a quota hunt.
They
You actually got to put in for it. I just don't understand. They really think the hogs are that much of a problem on these.
Yeah, why are we not doing more to stop it? Then,
it goes back. It goes back to the turkey season thing you was talking about in the other episode, when you were like, when the guy was you was talking about turkey hunters. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, but they were like, they were all. But the guy, y'all was talking about how turkey hunters want you to come in and get all these hogs.
Yeah.
But you're like, you gotta wait until after turkey season. I mean,
yeah.
Why even tell us that we can hog hunt in the middle of freaking?
And say we can't run dogs during turkey season in Alabama.
Y'all got some bad rules.
Okay, now Randy Durrell, he was asking me, he was like, man, let's go hunt. And I was like, this last night, I said, well, after such and such date. And I was like, after turkey season, he said, well, oh, you turkey hunt? I was like, no, hell no, I don't turkey hunt. I said, but now used to, we could run dogs at night But there in our rule books, it says no running of dogs after 3 a.m. till sunset. So all daylight hours, you can't run a dog.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But now you can run coon dogs and stuff at night. Here comes that fine line I was talking about a while ago. We have a special nighttime season for dog and knife only. All right.
Yeah.
It starts in May and it goes till October.
Okay.
That's dog and knife only. No guns allowed. Okay. That's the nighttime season. Now I can hunt during the daytime all I want, except for turkey season, even through deer season and all that. So how messed up is that? So actually, if you're going by the rules, 1,000% and you're legal beagle from the time deer season ends till the time turkey season ends, I can't even hunt at night with dogs.
Damn. Now,
Yeah.
but when you was talking about when the gun thing, is that you can't have a gun on you?
No.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
But now you can you can buy a $15 permit to hunt coyote and feral swine at night with a thermal or night vision. From February the 11th. Yes.
Well, I'm never going. I never go into Alabama, especially Jasper, Alabama, at nighttime without a gun on me.
No, listen,
dude. Hey, listen. I forgot about the time change. Where were we going, Joey? Oklahoma.
Yeah,
and I showed up at the shop at about 3 o'clock
in the morning. Yeah,
because we was gonna leave at 4.
Yes,
and I showed up at 3 o'clock, so I was like, well, I'll get a little bit of sleep anyway. And man, there's dudes out there picking up cans and rattling around.
Oh yeah, like, that one dude, he used to keep an eye on the shop for me.
He had it under control, but I just didn't know the fella, so I was a little concerned about what we had going on out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it can get, the thing about it is I never had any issues, but there's other people I know that they have had a lot of issues. They're like, one guy, bless his heart, he owns a flower shop. He's the coolest dude in the world. And this guy kept breaking into his vans. He delivered flowers, and he had him on camera breaking into his vans. This dude has called the cops. They go and arrest him, and they let him right back out. So they done it 13 times now. And all right, the last time that they got him, he got back out. He went up there, took all his clothes off. He's on camera now, butt ass naked, breaks in the man's van, and pleasures himself on camera in the man's van.
And his name was Rodney Bell.
Listen, Rodney, the old big balls, he didn't do that. No, it was crazy because like this guy at the whole time, like he used to come by the shop, and I didn't know it.
Man.
Yeah, and once I found that out, I was like, don't ever come back. Don't.
He was taking them long bathroom breaks and goes back.
I was like, no, God, no. But dude, it was crazy. I was like, how come you can't do anything? And keep in mind, this guy is, I think he was a Army Ranger, and he's been a veteran, and he served our country. And this poor guy is having a meltdown. He is trying to restrain himself so much to keep from doing something that he's going to regret or have to face consequences for. Let's put it that way, And like he just couldn't get no help. I was like, dude, I said, I don't see how you do it, man. But other than that, that's the only time I've heard anything like, that's kind of shady. But you would see some of the people like where we live at though, and you're going to definitely think it's something shady. There's no doubt.
I like old Jasper, Alabama. I ordained a wedding up there one time. Had a good time.
You sure did. And they wasn't even related.
Yeah, no kidding, man. They did have the same last name at the end of it, but I ain't so sure about that.
Yeah. Move, dog. Nathan's puppy's in here driving me crazy. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, that time change it threw a wrench and everything that time, didn't it?
Oh man,
we had a good time.
I hadn't slept in about 3 days.
That's another bay I wish we could get back going. Rusty said he was going to try to get it going again.
Rusty gave me a holler. I don't know. It was probably end of February.
He just tried to call just a minute ago.
Oh, Rusty for show, may show.
That's it. For sure. He that man, he had some hogs out there, son. Yeah, he had some rank bitches, boy.
Yeah, them were fun, man. That was a good time.
But I'll
wake up and see old Ronnie Creek out there sleeping on his cot up underneath the stars. Ain't nothing better than that.
Old Pawpaw.
Old Pawpaw.
Yep, that's
good. Sorry.
No, I said, yeah, that's my Pawpaw there. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's right. I like go around.
But now that the turkey season thing, man, I don't know. Like you were saying, Ryan, about being able to hunt these WMAs. I don't see what's holding it back. Like, if they could tell us, what the issue is and why, like we can't hunt from certain ones from February to March or whatever, during the prime time. If they could just let us know, man, that would be helpful.
Well, they do host. Apparently, I just found this out. They host like meetings or like proposal change meetings, stuff like that for these regulations and stuff like this. And they have like certain ones throughout the state.
So we're not going to them.
Yeah, I just need to get off my lazy ass and figure out when it is and actually go to and show up and actually present a case. I might need somebody else to talk for me because I don't talk very well. But
well, that's the problem that we had the same thing. And shit, in 2010, I think, 2008, somewhere in there, we started the Alabama Hog Dog Hunters Association. And it started out pretty good, and then it kind of pissed around a little bit. But, man, after that got started, that's when they took all our hunting away from us.
They were scared of y'all alliancing up.
Yeah, well, that's why we were not supportive of the actual regular Dog Hunter Association for a long time, because they wouldn't support us. The guys that had deer dogs, they would all band together and go down there and speak out against us and other guys too, not just us, but they wanted to be the only ones running dogs, and so therefore there's power in numbers.
Yeah, and I honestly think, like, man, it's no offense to nobody. I mean, I'm getting older too. I'm 30 years old now, but that old way of thinking is kind of finally starting to dwell out there. I've seen since we started Boars and Broads and doing all this stuff, man. I've seen talking to a lot of more people, and I'm talking more coon hunters and bobcat hunters and big cat hunters and bear hunters and all them people, and they all are awesome people. And I think this new generation, they're going to mend well together, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. That's why I was talking about, like with Nate, I was to get him, because he can read these formats and the legality part of it, and understand the laws and the language and the literature. Yeah. And, I can talk a good game, but the thing about it is I can't beat them. I can't beat people that make the laws at their own game,
That's right.
If I go down there and I speak up and I don't know exactly what's going on, then I'm just pissing in the wind. And like you said,
then that's part of it, having somebody that knows the laws. And then hell, I've seen a lot of people, not just dog hunting stuff. Like, I ain't never really been a part of a dog hunting association, but I've seen unions and stuff like that try to get together, and they fail because, one, people don't want to pay their dues to do something. Two, they don't know what they're paying their dues for. And three, they don't got a good lawyer on retainer or something like that to go there and speak for them,
Yes.
So I mean, that's money's the root of all evil with that too, as well.
Here's what we were doing when I was talking about the alliance earlier. Okay, so here's what our format was. All right, so say you pay a yearly or annual membership, and nowadays, guess what we got? Everybody's got a cell phone, everybody's got a smartphone, and they have apps. Right. So you have an app that shows you basically just like Jerry Lewis used to do those telethons. So you can look and see how much money is in the account and what the expenses are for. Every dues paying member can access it. They don't have access to the account, but they have access to see
That's nice.
What their money is doing. Because you got to have a lobbyist. It's 6 figures to get a good lobbyist to go to work for you.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Lobbyist, not a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's what
well, a lawyer is going to help because I got a daughter in law school right now, and there's a plan. Like this has been a plan for a long time.
We bred her up right, boy.
Yeah. Listen, I've got a son that's got degrees in forestry and wildlife and biology, and then I got another daughter that's in law school. We got to change something.
You just need a game warden kid now. That's all you need. Then you have it all. You have kids to get you out there and find you hunting properties. You'll have kids to get you out of jail. Yeah. And then you have kids when you're in jail to fight to get you out of jail.
That's right. Well, the funny thing about that is like Nate, his roommates and the guys that he went to school with, there's 4 or 5 of them, and every one of them, they all changed their majors around and swapped it around to where basically in the next 2 years, they're going to have one big firm. And, you'll have somebody who's a game warden. You'll have a forester. You'll have a wildlife biologist on hand. All of them will be in one building.
That's nice.
So, I was like, hey, and I'm going to just ride around, check hog traps, and I'm going to trap and thermal hunt is what I'm going to start doing, boys.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I'm going to keep me a dog, too. I'm going to keep a dog, man. Calm down. Damn.
Yeah. You have a little lap dog.
Yeah.
A lap dog and a jar full of peanut butter driving around.
Yes, sir. Smooth peanut butter, baby. But that's like you said, the younger generation, guys my age and older, and I've preached it time and time again, is all they do is bitch and moan at these young guys, and they don't want to help them do anything, but yet they complain constantly. So I tell them, hey, well, why don't you try to be helpful first and see how that goes? And guess what? It works. Also, this is not 1980 or 1990. Things have changed. Right. It's a whole different world. We can't have the same way of thinking in today's time. Me and my rotary phone don't work.
Yeah, you got to step it up to a bag phone.
I got to get that bag phone, baby.
That's right. You got to get up. You got to upgrade a little bit.
So, I mean, I think with getting something started like you're talking about, Ryan, like I said, and I'm not just going to say it's just us that's been talking about it, because there's guys all over the country. I guarantee you they've all thought about it or discussed it at some time or other about some kind of deal.
You see it online all the time. You see it with the people, I don't know what it's called now. They just changed. They're all merged up. The Hounds of the Next people, they're always lobbying for bear hunters or big cat hunters out west and stuff like that. And
without a doubt.
I've never really seen any of that actually take place in the Southeast. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So that'd be cool. I know
citizenship in like 7 states from signing those petitions. They're like, are you a member? Are you a citizen of New Mexico? I'm like, yes, I am.
Yeah. But that's what it comes down to. Now, keep in mind, they have a lot more outrageous laws that they're having to fight than we are. And I think that has a lot to do with it, is because, like I just got through saying, the old style of thinking, that still goes on in the Southeast. And there's still a lot of like you said, somebody made one call at the bay pen or at the weigh-in, and that game warden left. Now, if you'd have been in New Mexico and somebody would have called, they would have never even known that game, so what? That game warden would have wrote more tickets.
Yeah.
It's the kind of the good old boy method. And so I think a lot of guys, they're not really worried about it. They're like, nah, it ain't no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really worried about it because it doesn't pressure them at this time. But it's coming down the line. It's coming down the line.
It's already, I mean, I hate, like I said, I hate to be the guy like that, but I seen it here in Alabama go from, like I said, there was 0 laws on wild hogs. None. You could do whatever you wanted, and then within a couple of weeks, you couldn't have a live hog at all.
That's crazy.
It went from 100 to 0. So if people think that it can't happen, well, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's exactly where you mess up, is when you think it can't happen, because that's when it's going to happen.
Without a doubt. So, But I don't know, man. I get pretty passionate about that subject there, and I can ramble on about that for hours. But there's strength in numbers, and we all need to stick together. We're all on the same team, even though we might not like each other a lot. But as long as if everybody's running dogs, I don't care what kind of dog it is.
Well, I'm glad y'all are, even Nathan and I've been working on for a couple of years and trying to actually figure it out. Instead of most people just like me, just sit here and talk about it and have all these ideas, but do we get off our ass and actually do it is the question. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we got to have more people. We got to have more people. So you bringing it up now, I know that you're interested in it. And see, I should have done got off my ass and brought it up to you already. So what kind of a spokesperson am I? Not shit. Jesus Christ. See, I said,
if we want to talk about how trashy we are, boys, like, I mean, we can go all night. Come on now.
So, all right, you said, what other topics did you have you want to talk about, Carter? Or something we can talk about?
Well, we covered turkey hunting. Handle on a dog was his next topic that he wanted us to talk about.
Okay, so lay it down on us. Tell us about what kind of dog handle. Tell us about what. Tell us about what people that have dogs that handle good.
Well, yeah, we need, but it also depends. Like a handle on a dog comes from the stock of dogs and where you got it from too. Yeah, that plays a part. If you don't get it from a puppy, I mean, I'm sure Carter's gonna ramble on, but like, there's a bunch of tricks, man. Weed ear string's a big trick. Or the feral dogs to get a handle on them. Like me and Carter got dogs from Uncle Pat, and we couldn't touch them for like 5 weeks. And then
independent.
Then you
dog.
and then now for real, and I got a dog like that. And then now her name's Honey, and she loves me. She comes right up to me. But anybody else, she ain't gonna really be too keen of y'all. But
I mean, my perspective has changed on it, and so much in the past 5 to 7 years. Like, I don't want to put any more handle on a dog than I have to. I want it to do what I want it to do, and then anything beyond that, I think I'm taking something away. I want my dogs to load up without me having to put hands on and lift them up. And you know what? If I have a good dog that doesn't load up, then guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick it up and put it in the buggy myself.
Yeah.
But just in terms of things that I look for, like I like, dogs to be able to ride without being clipped in, and not have to worry about jumping out, and then, loading up when they're supposed to, getting in the four-wheeler, being able to ride on a four-wheeler or a buggy without, and the dog that I had the best handle on in the world could not ride in a buggy because he was just so hyped up. Like, I mean, you just had to kick him out and let him run in front. But I think it's really transferred to me for, what do I want that's applicable? Do I want a dog that, I put a little bit more into handle and then take a little bit away from hunt? Or do I want a dog that's got a pretty decent handle and still hunts hard,
Preach, son, preach. I feel the same way, man. Like, I've learned to see, now some dogs are anomalies and some just are going to be the best handling dog and the best hunting dog you got. But I've seen it more, like Carter was saying. I almost think if you put too much handle onto them, they're going to be too friendly and people person. They'll go hunt and they won't hunt out as hard. They'll come back and check in a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'd rather have a dog get the hell up. I run my feet now. Me and Carter switched our dog to the whole mindset of free casting and trying to free cast our dogs hard as hell. And I believe, like you said, you want the simple things, but you don't want to overdo the handle. And that my mind, like I said, my mind has totally did a whole 180 change with that.
Yes.
I used to want to have to be like sit, listen, do all these stuff, and now
and a lot of people,
I don't care as long as it hunts and I can get it, and I can eventually catch it. I don't care.
Yeah, and a lot of people make the mistake. Like, I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make as dog handlers is trying to correct handling behavior while we're in the woods versus handling the handle while we're not in the woods.
Like at the house, like loading up. Perfect example of that is you want your dog to load up in the box and stuff like that. Put his food bowl in the back of your truck. Put his food bowl in the damn in the dog box, and then let him eat out of there. Like, tell him get up. like load up, and he'll get up in there and eat. It's food driven. Most dogs are food driven. So like, there's simple little things that you can do.
You know,
but not like you said, not doing it in the woods is so big, because now when they go to the woods and they do it, they're going to look at you sideways and, like do that.
Yeah. I mean, guess what happens when every time you take the dog to the woods, you beat it? Like, it's like, I'm not doing nothing, boss. Like,
but unless you don't feed it at home at all.
Yeah.
Then you take it to the woods and feed it. Yeah. And then be like, see, if you go hunt, you'll be all right.
Yeah. But I mean, I think a lot of times we get in our own way as far as handle's concerned. We try to do too much.
What's up, guy?
Damn, listen, this some bitches, this dog, listen. Nate, get that fucking, take him out. Yes, we're talking about handle on a dog. And
you're gonna hear.
Hey, listen, y'all, that was live. That was for real. I was not enacting that, because that's how it sounds when you don't have a handle on your mutt. And we got that little one-eyed Willie pup in here. And this son of a bitch, he got hurt, and like he's been just moping around, and he's healing up. And he is in rare form. Like, he's done grabbed the microphone. He's grabbed the cord. He's bit me twice while I'm sitting here. And that's why I was telling Nate, I was like, get this fucking dog now. Do something with him. And Nate was like, what? I was like, I don't know. He's going crazy. Like, he literally, but anyway, that's what it was. So get a handle on that dog, boys.
Yeah, get a handle on him.
But no,
take him out to the woods and beat him.
Yeah. Whoop his ass. Look, when you get out there and you call him and he comes up to you. He
doesn't come the first time.
You whoop him.
Yeah.
All right. Punch him in the face. Do that. Look, that's so. That drives me insane, Lord.
People get out there and they'll call a dog 6 times.
Yeah.
And on the 7th time, the dog comes to them, and then they whoop the dog. I'm like, no, that's kind of backwards.
Why would I ever? Why would the dog ever come back to you? First of all,
that is such a big thing, Carter. Man, you're so correct, dude. Handle comes before the wood.
Yeah, you got to do
don't
it.
Be beating your dog, and then you might look stupid in front of your friends. If your dog's not listening to you and just running around the buggy, circling.
Yeah.
At that point, just drive back. If you're done, let it run. If you don't want to,
let it run it off. Yes.
And part of it, comes with knowing like what you can and can't correct in the woods. Like sitting there just like beating a dog or shocking a dog because it won't get off of a hog. Like, instead of doing that, clip the dog and walk the dog away from the hog. Yep. And until he's starting to go again, because a lot of people don't understand, like, you're not going to get a relay off of beating a dog. You're going to make that dog have an association between catching a hog
and getting his ass
and getting beat. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're taking out that natural drive. If the dog won't listen, not all dogs are going to relay as soon as you get them. A lot of times it takes a lot of work to get a dog to relay.
Yes.
And then
it can take a couple years,
Oh yeah, 100%. And then once they know, then you can smack them in the head and say, "Get your butt out of here." It's once they know what they're there for, and once they know, I mean, it's just like people. Once they know what is expected of them, normally they're going to do it. And then sometimes you got to come over that head with the backhand.
Yep. Well, when we all went hunting together the first time, we had never been around each other's dogs or none of that. And I brought a couple of dogs they're probably the most timid dogs that I have. And, they're more just like a stop dog, a help dog. And but at any time, I guarantee you're not going to see my dog sitting there chewing on a pig ever. If it's caught, all right, or I got my hands on it, you get your teeth off of it and you go on about your business. I've heard so many people try to tell me this bullshit about, well, my dogs are just high prey drive. If your dogs had that much drive, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I can't box my dogs together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know a little bit about that.
I don't want my hog, or I don't want my dog to let go of the hog till it's dead. Well, that's good, bud. But there's 4 more hogs out there that we could be catching right
Yes,
now.
I want them to roll out. And look, they don't even my catch dogs. Like you said, there's more hogs there. I don't want my catch dog to take off and go. And some people, I get it. I understand. A catch dog, that's a different kind of animal. You get a meathead that has got a lot of drive to him. That son of a gun just wants to go. But my dogs, once we're caught, that's their job. It's done. They need to sit down and wait till I get done.
The only time I ever let like a dog bark at a pig that's tied up or we got killed or whatever, maybe gnawing it, is if I brought a puppy to the woods.
Well, there's a time and a place.
First or second time, bring it to the woods, and I'll let them pull with it a little bit, and then I'll dissociate it with it, like Carter said, put it on a leash, walk them with other dogs, kick them, have somebody else walk the dogs together and kick them out somewhere else and let them run on. Then we'll let the hog go or whatever.
And you can sit there and tell the puppy, good job, boy. And then you say, all right, come on, call it hog. Give them a cue that they can associate with. Okay, my job here is done.
Yep.
A lot of times people don't give their dogs the proper cue. They'll sit there and just yell and swat at them and scream at them and stuff. And like, it can be as simple as call hog. Get out.
Yep.
And a lot of times I think people think that dogs speak English and that they are articulate in their thought process and stuff. No, that like they just it's a
sound.
It's just
an
like if you
association.
you sit there and call your dog a stupid idiot in a nice voice, it'll come up to you wagging its tail. It's like, oh man, like, oh, hey, what's up, boss? But if you sit there and say, I love you so much, dog, like they'll cower down.
Yeah.
It's all about tone and diction and how you say things to the dogs, and that's the association that they get.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people just they say too much to their dogs and think their dogs are. I mean, it's a dog. I mean, they are intelligent creatures, but at the same time, they don't speak English. You're saying too much to them. I mean,
that little bulldog, that Deuce dog that I've got. I started using lead-in catch dogs again, which I always keep one, but very seldom do we ever use it. But anyway, it's funny that you say that because the training method behind him was I talk nice to him and pet him when he catches a hog and lets go. I've done that like 3 times. And this is no joke. When he's caught, I can go in there, flip the hog. He'll literally let go and lean up against me and wag his tail and just
He's like, I did it, boss.
Yeah, and that's it. Literally, he's looking at me saying, all right, fucking pet me. I did my job. Yeah. And I'll tell him, like, just hold on a minute, buddy. And he'll literally sit there until I pet him. And then when I pet him, he'll just walk over there and he's cool, Now, I'm not, all dogs aren't like that,
Right.
No.
Yeah, no, different dogs are going to take different things. I mean, sometimes if you get a real knucklehead, you might have to thump on him a while after
I got
and then
one
he'll
like
figure
that.
it out.
I got one out there right now. He's retarded. Like he's all messed up.
It's funny. Like I think it's you have to look at each dog individually and evaluate. Like if I like Champ, if I raise my hand at him, that joker will cower down and like, he's like, oh, he's fixing to whoop me. Girl will sit there and stare at me while I got my hand raised.
She's gonna bite you. Hit her. She gonna bite you.
Yes, I mean, she probably would, but I ain't never hit her because like she doesn't. That don't do me any good for her. She's smart enough. Like she picks up on things in a different way than Champ did. So, if I sat there and whooped on her, then she would never hunt again for me.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason is people overthink. They think they got to do so much with these dogs. They really don't.
No.
Everything you do is taking something away.
Yeah, so that's why I said, like I said, we talked about the whole 180. I've changed, man. Like for real, I've let my dogs do so much stuff I would never let them do anymore, and they've been hunting hard,
shitting
man.
in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna beat them for shitting in the box. I mean, I wouldn't do that in the first place, but some people do that, man. Some people, I don't know.
Yeah, why'd you take a dump in the box and then take him out, whoop him, and then expect to cast him? Like, what are you doing, man?
Like, man, like they're dogs, they're animals, and we're using them to have fun and hunt hogs and stuff like that. So I just kind of been letting my dogs now do their thing.
Let them be a dog.
Let them be a dog, and they keep hunting for me. By God, I'm gonna keep picking the shit up out the box, I guess. I don't know.
I learned that the hard way, man. I learned that the hard way
man.
from doing it, man. Just like Carter was talking about, putting a hard hand on a dog. I raised so many bulldogs. You had to do that with a lot of them, and but once I got into all these other different kind of breeds, dude, some of them cannot take it. Just like that's what I was kind of going back to. What he was saying is, I got one dog I can just reach over there and, like you said, just thump him on the head, and that dog he's done. Like he's not going. Yep. That's it. It's over. And then the next one, you could probably hit it with a bat, and he'd wag his tail and be like, "Okay, what's next?"
Hit him with a 2x4, and he'll get up and cast.
Yeah.
But
that goes to that lineage. That goes to that lineage Ryan was talking about when we first started. About where your dog's coming from.
Right. And another thing, you just have to put yourself out of the way and be able to read the dog accurately without having your own opinion attached to the dog.
Yeah.
My dog should do this, it should do this, and it should do this.
How'd you learn that?
What happens when your dog doesn't do that?
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna respond to make it do that?
It's the reaction.
Are you gonna have some leniency and say, well, this dog doesn't do this, but it does this,
Yeah.
And again, like I prefer a good handling dog because it makes hunting that much more enjoyable. I mean, everybody that's listening to this has been drugged by a bulldog through the woods.
That's why you don't have a catch dog.
Exactly.
And that's the only reason. We talked about it before.
People think like we're anti-catch dogs. Like, dude, we go hunt with other people that have good handling catch dogs. That's what we do.
Well, that's why I don't. I've always I call them my anchor dog because, there's a lot of times like I've got running catch dogs and they might have already done been on the ground. It's 100 degrees and they've done been on the ground 4 or 5 times and they're wore out. So if we get on a big hog and they get him stopped, I'll send another one in there. I'll send a meathead in there to lock it down. Right. But generally, I don't have walk-in catch dogs because most of them that I've ever been around are hardheads, and either that or you got to put your time in with them.
That's right.
So I get it.
We went usually we got rough dogs. We got some rough dogs. We kind of leaned back and got away from the rough dogs as much, but so we don't have to panic and get there.
Yeah.
But we do. The other day we went hunting, and I'm so pro tie everything. Like Carter knows, man. They could be 5 pounds. They could be 380 pounds. I'm so pro tie, and
then we'll walk it out 4 miles to the buggy.
Yeah. but Carter posted that video of the hunt the other day. We went to a place down by Carter's house. We just got there. We had 3 female jit dogs and a puppy. We casted the female dogs out. They went 550 yards, bayed. Carter went down there. Me and my dad, Carter went down there, and we knew we didn't have a catch dog. We knew they were loose dogs. We knew we're probably not going to put our hands on this hog. Carter went there and dropped it with his lever action. And how much flack did we catch on Facebook?
Dude, we tie everything, and I go in there and dome a sow. And I'm
the one time. The one time.
And I was excited about it, man, because I was like, man, we knew, like, when we told what dogs we were taking, I was like, Carter, bring the gun, because, I know we're not going to catch them.
Yeah.
I knew we weren't going to put it. Unless it was a 10-pound hog, I knew they weren't going to catch it.
Yep.
And I think it's good for dogs to experience different stuff because all 3 of those dogs, if another rough dog had been there, all 3 of those dogs would have been helped catching.
Yes.
But they know their capabilities, when they don't have that rough dog there. They know, hey, we're just going to sit back here and bait him.
Yeah, they know their limitations.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So they know that if
and they're not going to go in there and break the bait.
They're not putting themselves in a bad position, man. And seeing that's great. That's
100%.
From running rough dogs so many years. You know, I got to keep 50 dogs around because you know what happens, and that's why I've actually went back to some more looser baying dogs myself.
And dude, I like it, dude. I like these little girl dogs.
You ain't got to get no hurry. Yes, sir. You are right.
No, it should. Tell them about that when we dumped our dogs and then Torres dumped the whole box.
And we were in.
And they run loose. And they run loose dogs out there.
Really?
Yeah, they run loose dogs, and you know the boys, they typically, Blosky and Torres and Trey and all them, they typically run, you know, 4 or 5 dogs on the ground. Sometimes it might be as many as 10. But even with 10 dogs on the ground, their dogs are still gonna bay. And
remember we was out there and like.
Yeah, no, but like I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Be patient.
Ryan, shut up. Right, let him tell the damn story.
All right, you go. If you miss it, I'm gonna tell it. Go.
Yeah, you can. You got his back, okay?
I got.
Go ahead, Carter.
I always got.
Well, we're riding down this Sendero, right? And Torres has got this dog, dude. This thing looks like a combination of E.T. and Megamind. Like it's got this big old forehead and these like carp eyes.
Oh shit!
And Ryan and I are riding behind him. And old PJ is tied on the back, and he starts throwing his nose up, and we're like, man, he might be winning something. And then he goes, oh, and Torres like reaches back there to swat him. And we're like, no, he smells one. He smells one. I promise you. Like all the dogs. And so Trey tells Jonathan to unclip PJ, and then we were it was our turn to cast. Basically, we had been just swapping casts, so we didn't have 25 dogs on the ground.
Yeah.
Well,
oh yeah.
Well, he unclips PJ and then dumps their entire box. They got 6, 7 dogs in there. And Trey looks at me and shrugs his shoulders, and he's like, dump y'all's too. So we send them, and Ryan turns around. And goes, whatever's on the ground is fucked.
Yes,
like,
it's over.
It's getting caught. It's getting caught.
Because they're going to have some confidence now, baby.
And they ran him probably, I don't know, they jumped him at probably 300 yards. It was a good win by PJ, but they jumped him at probably 300 yards and then probably ran him to a little under half a mile. And,
before they get to it, what did Trey say to us? He said execution style.
Oh, yeah. Trey turns around and looks at us, and he goes, if we don't catch this hog, he said, we're just going to line up these dogs and execute them.
Just put them all. It's over. It's over.
He said, and we're going to start with PJ in case we change our minds.
Yeah.
The boys, they're hard on each other's dogs, but man, we go down another Sendero, which is a road for us, you know, like they got.
I was fixing to say, explain it to everybody in the Southeast what a Sendero is, or a 2-track.
A Sendero is basically it's a shredder row, and a shredder for us is a bush hog. Yeah. So they just have a bush hog row.
It's like a power line, right. Without a power line.
It's a little bit thinner than a power line, but
and a mott. Tell them about a mott.
Yeah. Okay, so a mott is a big head of like weesatch trees, and weesatch trees are just big thorny, short trees. They look like a blueberry bush, but with
knives on them.
Yeah, with knives on them.
Everything in Texas will stab you, stick you, or bite you.
Or screw you.
Yeah, yes.
And the devil.
Carter.
All right. Back to the story.
I'm gonna have your baby. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah.
So we turned down this next Sendero.
Carter, you make me feel so good. Oh, what? Never mind.
We turned down this next Sendero, and like there are cows, like big black cows everywhere. And that's one of the differences out there. You know, out in the East Coast, like if you see a cow, 99% of the time, it's going to be in a big green field and it's going to be with a lot of other cows.
Yeah, big
Out
pasture.
there, out there, those cows will get in those weesatch trees, and I mean, they're just like, you know, and we had already had a couple. Yeah, we had already had a couple running with cows. And we were like, uh-oh, we have too much heat on the ground. If it's a cow, it's in trouble. And so we're driving through cows on the way to the bay or the catch, technically. And finally get up there, and there's like cows all over the bank of this pond, which they call a tank.
Yeah.
And then Ron's like, oh, they got him caught in the pond. And man, we got like 15 dogs just piled on this. He's a good boar. He's probably 200 pounds, had good teeth on both sides. But I mean, we put so much heat on him that he didn't have a choice, and he took the easy route.
Well, I was gonna say, you know, we were talking about the loose yellow dogs. Their dogs was catching. I was getting to a point before that story I was trying to tell you. I said, well, like when we first got out there and started hunting, like they'll cast their dogs out, them things will be bayed up, and they'll sit there and drink a beer or two. We'll sit there and bullshit, and Kevin's like itching at it, like ready to go catch his hog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Kevin, they're like they don't care. Like they'll let them things bay for 45 minutes, then go catch it. Like they'll just sit there.
Yeah, let them get some exercise.
There's no rush with them boys because they know their dogs are so loose, and I kind of like that now. I used to be so that's what I was trying to say. Like they're so just chill and just like, you want to go catch this hog? And we're like, yeah, I guess so. We'll walk down here and catch it.
Yeah.
Hey Ron, what about when Girl and Honey were out just in? They were running back to East Texas, and and Torres and or no, that was when Jonathan was in jail. Sorry, or not Jonathan. Josh was in jail.
Damn.
But oh, that's a good story. But you'll have to get him on here to tell.
Yeah, you had to let him tell it.
We need to do that. See, and that's another thing. We need to get those guys as well. I got a couple other guys I want to get on here, Cody and Connor for sure. You know, but I want to get all the guys.
Them boys got stories, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my boy Josh. I don't know if he was in jail. I think he was in a holding tank more than the jail.
Yeah, he was in the holding facility.
Yeah.
He was indisposed. He was indisposed.
I don't want to put my bad name on my boy.
That's right.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in any type of serious trouble. So to clear the air. But we were out there with Dustin's dogs, and Dustin's dogs are kind of the same way. Like they'll all bay, and he gets mad at them if they catch. Well, like the two loosest dogs we have, Ryan and I own, the two loosest ones, like come back to the bay, and they like immediately like catch the hog because it's 140 pounds with 2.5 inches of teeth hanging out of his head, and we were like, well, sorry. And they were like, oh no, it ain't y'all's fault. He said he just got too pressured, and they all decided to wad up on him. And you know it's funny because that was the two loosest dogs that we have that got there, and then that's when they decided to catch the hog.
They decided to catch. But see that, you know, and those guys, they understand hogs. Like you said, most people would have said, well, you know, the other dogs got more confidence because these dogs showed up, blah, blah, blah. But like you said, the hog was getting pressured. Those dogs knew that, hey, we better pile on him now or we're fixing to have to run him for another however long. And so they're reading their dogs, and they know hogs.
I know one hog they didn't want to touch is that one up under that damn washout bluff.
Oh man, we caught one up under a big wash, man, and I'd walk down there with the big camera, and I just see nothing but tips on him, and I was like, boys, strap in.
The GoPro on that dog. That's the only thing the GoPro on.
Yeah.
We're like, boys,
I've seen that video.
Got some daggum shanks.
Or that post what y'all posted that video of the.
Yeah, man, it turned out good. It turned out good.
Shout out to Dixie Doggers and
did the collar hold up good?
Yep, the collar did. I got my camera's.
I was thinking, say, did you? I was looking at the GoPro 10. I was going to get one, and I didn't know how the housing and stuff was on it. Is it the same style housing as the other ones?
There's no housing on it.
Oh,
it's all
shit.
waterproof. You see what I'm saying?
And that's why I was gonna get it, because it was completely waterproof, and it also has correct me if I'm wrong, but like a water resistant thing over the lens,
so
it sheds water.
And then it does that, and then it also has like inside the video, almost like a what they call it, a gimbal or something like that.
Yeah, image stabilization.
And that makes a big difference.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Like I'm not putting down what Rodney's does, but like when you look at the video on that 10 versus a 3 plus,
it's
like,
totally
it ain't
different.
even close.
Well, and that's what we were talking about, because the main thing is the price difference, and like we're running 4 setup, 5 or 6, however many we got at one time. I mean, which now the GoPro 10, it's getting where it's more affordable now.
Yeah, because they got like a 14 now.
I was going to say it's getting down to, because I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do, is bite the bullet and get one, because if I don't have to have a housing, then I've got a new collar that I'm designing, or I've already designed it.
Yeah,
and
it's got one, like I got like one little crack on it, but I think that's from when that dog was down there with it. The like, I don't know if a tusk hit it or the one that, it wasn't from that hog. It was from the previous one we talked about the dog's caught. Yeah. I think the hog had bit the camera.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think they got one crack in there from that, but it's all good, man.
What I'm doing now is I've got like, the way I got the bracket stuff on those, you just hook your camera up to it. But this one actually has like a separate box, a little housing. And so you can put your camera, because that one doesn't have the plastic housing on it already, or the poly housing, then you can just slide it inside this. It's almost like the cut collars that have the slide-in sleeve for your Garmin, the protector sleeve. So I'm building one. It's based on about the same thing as that. You can just slide it in there and fasten it through, and it's on your cut collar.
What do you think about making it like a little bit bigger and then putting some type of foam insert in there so that thing just fits snug in there?
Like a dry box, like a camera.
Yeah, like it would be almost like a dry box where like your camera, like once you put it in there, like it just is snug inside of the foam, inside of the harder exterior.
Got him.
Y'all already got him.
Yeah. No, listen, I don't know if you remember it or not, but I think all of us were talking about it. It might have been when we went to Oklahoma, or it could have been when we were out there.
I think it was.
You're talking about you all you're trying to mass produce them.
Yeah. And which Alex was working.
Y'all have it.
Yeah, which Alex was working on a housing and stuff, and I don't know what happened. So, but either way, I can't wait on other stuff, so I just got to keep moving.
Man, y'all will sell the piss out of them things. I already seen Randy wanted to buy one online.
Yeah,
y'all will sell the piss.
I told Randy, I said, man, I'll send him one. I said, depending on, what he wants. If he wants one for the woods, then of course, like I said, the like you guys, you'll probably get the first one that I get done that's going to be involved in the cut collar setup. But I've got one that I actually mounted the bracket. It's on a vest. It's a vest cut collar combo, and I've got it mounted to it, and I think it's going to work out pretty good. And I might do y'all set up like that to try it out.
Let's do it.
Because
try it out for you.
There's a lot of people that are running some GoPros on dogs now. We did it years and years ago when the very first GoPro came. It was just GoPro, back a long time ago. And the only issue we ever had was we couldn't get the camera and the brackets to stay still. Like when the dogs were running, it was clicking and clacking a lot. It was a lot of background noise. And the quality of the video, of course, they weren't that great back then. And so I quit running them. And then when me and Rodney started hunting together, he had a couple of setups like that. And I told him, I was like, yeah. And the way he's got his, it works phenomenal. I really like it. But at the same time, we're trying to minimize it to where we don't have all these extra collars. We like to have it to where, like, if you put a vest or say you got a boar bib or something you put on a dog, you just slide it on and it's got the camera on it. It's ready to go. One piece, one unit, And I think we'll be able to have them out within the year.
That'd be good, man. I think those will do well. I think those will do really well.
But no, going back to, we got off on a whole nother damn path there, but that video was sick though. I like it.
Appreciate it.
Y'all was talking about those loose dogs of y'all, so I don't sound too loose to me.
Yeah.
Y'all was trying to mess everybody's dogs up, wouldn't you? Y'all sending them man eaters out there. Y'all probably had Kevin Brooks's dogs if they were loose bay dogs. That was Kevin's dogs.
Oh, they was out there.
Kevin's dogs don't put teeth on no pigs.
No.
They put teeth on some cows, though.
Oh, will they? Will they get busy?
Yeah, they'll get busy in them motts on them cows. Kevin's so dadgum mad. He's like, they ain't never messed with a cow before. I'm like, man, it's just different, And they didn't put no teeth on them, but they look good out there rounding them up, working.
They did, man. And the detective boys was giving them hell, man. They're like, man, we could sell these dogs as stock dogs to these cowboys.
Yeah, some day workers will buy and pay a pretty penny for them things. Because, they were going out 700-800 yards and finding the cows in the middle of the motts.
Really? That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But, I get it. Like you said, it's different. And they're around cows. I know they've been around cows before.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and we had only lie about it, man. And Carter, I hope nobody gets mad at me. Man, we didn't bring nothing. I ain't having a dog in the race, but we had PB out there, park and break with Josh Stanners and Kevin, one of Kevin's catch dogs, his old catch dogs, and man, they had a not gonna lie, they had a rough time catching them boar hogs and hogs out there. They're not cars.
Yeah, they did. But both of them dogs are getting kind of on up in age,
Yeah.
Like you said, we always get good, bad, ugly. We don't talk about it, and they did their part. We eventually got them stopped, but they did have.
Well, listen, that's the things people need to talk about.
That was the thing, and they did have a miss or something, but they recuperated. And we caught the hogs, and we're gonna show down the video whenever Carter gets it made up. But
that's what's wrong. People don't talk about that. That's the reality of it. The dogs have caught how many hogs you think over their lifetime?
Shit, that's all that.
I know for sure. I know for sure that hog that snapped Champ's leg and broke 3 of Kevin's dogs up pretty good and pierced a couple lungs, we would not have caught that hog if that catch dog that he brought to Texas wasn't there that night.
Yeah.
And that dog single-handedly.
That dark colored dog?
Yeah.
Is it Brindle?
Yeah, the Sox dog. Sox dog. He's black and white. Yeah, he's all black with a white face.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen PB hang some freaking elephants too. Part of it was when they was getting sent to like head-on days and stuff like that. And like I said, we talk about everything and everything. We're gonna show everything too. We got it all on video, So we don't want to sugarcoat that we were anything. About
it can't be a 60-point game every single time.
Nope. But they did ended up catching the hog. You know what I'm saying? So like they recuperated and got it and caught the hog.
Well, that's what ultimately matters. I've heard people say that their dogs don't miss or have never missed.
Yeah, brother.
That's a lie because they don't want to talk about it.
Exactly.
If you ain't never seen your dog miss, you ain't never watched him catch.
Yeah, exactly. I told a guy that.
Been to enough bays.
Yeah, you ain't been enough bays. That's exactly.
Yeah, I've told a few. I was like, "Well, you get to watch every time he catches." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, we just caught him in them briars. You couldn't even see 3 feet in front of you." And by the time the dog got there, that damn hog was going the other direction. So he either missed or something happened,
Yeah, something happened.
It ain't even like just trying to prove people wrong. It's just like, dude, come on now.
It's the truth. That's all it is. It's the truth.
The best catch dogs that I've ever hunted with, I've just about seen all of them miss.
Well, unless they got a dogo, they ain't never gonna miss.
That dogo just swallow their head now, cause they catch mountain lions with them dogs.
Yes, sir.
But even like me and Carter, I watched one of Becker's videos not too long ago, and he posted some real stuff too. And Carter was like, he looked at me, he said, "I'm glad he put that in there." What was that about? Remember that?
Who was it?
Justin.
Oh, Becker? Okay. Oh, Becker. I didn't hear you. No, I got you. Yeah.
Me and Carter was watching a video, and he looked at me, and Carter was like, "I'm glad he put that in there."
Yeah,
I don't know if that was that his dog missed or he just didn't know where they were at. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly.
It was something
scenario.
like that, but it's awesome to see
It's
people
real.
actually not sugarcoating nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Because he could have very easily cut it out, but it's real.
Yes.
Like that's what happens sometimes. Now, if it happens every time, you might want to reconsider your bulldog.
Yeah.
But
that
it happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, that's like over the years of all the dogs I've seen, I've been to, I couldn't tell you how many bays with Midnight and Sally, Rodney's dogs, you know. And one night, man, we were in this cornfield and there was an absolute stud. Like, he was the only hog in there and there was 4 rows of corn shaking, you know. I was like, boys, this is a stud. Well, they were in there baying and I had 2 dogs go in there. Well, dude, they came back out. Rodney looked at me, he said, what are they doing? I was like, I don't know. Well, they went back in there and bayed some more. And about 2 or 3 minutes later, they come back out because we were trying to figure out how we were going to get this hog. It was just us, you know. And here come my 2 dogs. They cut across, my 2 other dogs. They come cut across the field. And about the time they got there, Midnight Sally came back out again. Sally went back in there, but Midnight, she just didn't even want to go back in. And it was just, she was still young then. But that's my point. Dogs are going to have days that they're not 100%. And if you got a dog that has never turned its head, turned its tail to something or whatever, or missed, if you got a catch dog that's never missed or anything like that, let me know. And I want to see the videos, and I'm not going to call you a liar. I want to see what you're feeding, and I want to be your friend.
I want
some of those dogs. Exactly.
Well, it's just like anything. Like it's beating a dead horse. We always talk about it. Every dog has a day. Every dog is different. I mean, your dog could be sick one day, or it could have something going on, or it could just mentally not be right. Man. It could be people. It could be a damn female dog getting ready to start her heat cycle, and technically be like having her cramps and periods, just not feeling good. So there's so much factors that could happen. So and people always jump the gun, and I don't know. It just shit happens.
Yeah, it's. And you know, but y'all doing that about people being real, that's what we need to see more of, because I know there's guys out here that's, younger guys that are just getting started, and they see all these high class videos of the best dogs in the world. They never miss. They're dead on. You know, every time you drop the dog, they got a hog. It's a 300 pounder with 4-inch shanks. That's on a video, dude. That's, you need to show the reality of it. Like the days that you go and you don't even see a track, shit like that.
They don't exist.
Yeah. I think showing that real part's the thing, man. I commend you guys for that. And I do appreciate that so much.
But it's just like that, your guy you had on there, I listened to the podcast today from Roy. How do you say his last name? Farabee?
Roy, yeah. Farabee? We're in the Southeast. We'll call him Roy Furby, but it's pronounced Roy Farabee.
So when he was talking about that old man, like he was talking about the first, what was he talking about? Actually getting on something every time he went hunting. Remember he was talking about that? And he said, I wish I remember what the old guy said, or the old people who taught me. He said, you're going to be, for the first 5 years, you're not going to catch something or disappointed or something like that. And I really took that to heart, because people see all these videos like we post and stuff. You think it just, the proof is in the pudding, and it's just right there in front of you, and that's what you expect. You have all these expectations of hog hunting and catching a hog every time you go, but in reality, that's not the case at all.
Yep, and also it's your location. Last year we probably caught more hogs last year than I ever have. I mean, we had days that were epic, anywhere from 15 hogs to 35 to 40 hogs. And it was insane. But, and I talked to a couple younger guys, and they were like, dude, how do you get properties like this? I said, listen, here's the deal. That's not normal. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're making a big deal out of it. That's why I'm like, hey, check this out, dude. We went, and I tell them, like, I had to get up. I had to take off work for a week. I had to travel. It cost me a couple $1,000. And then all your time and effort, that's how you get to that level. You got to level up yourself. And until you get the basics down, you can't even get to that level. You got to get the basics down first. It just takes time. And so these younger guys, they ain't really got to be age, ain't got nothing to do with it. But people who are just getting into it, the newer guys, you know, that's why I'm always trying to help all I can, because I know how frustrating it is. Like Roy was saying, I walked behind my dogs for a year solid, and when I finally caught a 40-pound shoat, dude, you would have thought, you know, I won the world.
Yeah,
and we've all been there. And so, but showing the reality,
and showing the reality of that, and showing that, and then talking about what we just talked about, is that's when you get so many people get in this game. And we've beat, like, numerous times, we beat dead horses, the same thing over and over. But we talked about how people start getting hog hunting and what they should do, and not buy dogs and go with people for a couple of years and get bedded in and do that. But that's the whole point, when you got people going out and buying dogs and getting set up, and then they go hunting and they don't catch nothing, they don't go nothing, and then they sell their pack because they're so disheartened and so mad at themselves and mad at their dogs, et cetera, like that. They're just over it. They're over trying. And you got more people doing that now, I see it, starting out and not sticking with it. There's not many people that start becoming houndsmen or dogmen or whatever. I'm not even that good of houndsman or anything like that. I consider myself one, but I go hog hunting a lot. And there's not many people that get in the game and then stay in it longer than 5 years.
I agree.
Or 3 years. Or 3 years. Or
I was thinking to say probably 2 or 3 years, honestly. And I go on that because, like, in the business that we do, we buy a lot of our stuff right back within a year.
Yep.
We sell tracking systems, and they're not upgrading them. They're just selling them back to us. They're like, man, I don't even have dogs. I sold them.
Yeah, so basically y'all becoming like a GameStop over there with the dog hunting.
It's disheartening. It is disheartening.
It is. And like you said, it's not people. It's people getting aspirations to want to get into this sport and into this passion and into this lifestyle, but do they really want to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's cool. It's cool on Facebook. It's cool on this. It's cool on that. But are you going to take care of your dogs when they're sick or cut down? Are you going to spend extra time and treat them with flea medicine and tick medicine and take them to the vet? Are you going to feed them right? Hell, we just, not too long ago, there's people down in a couple counties over that we know that was hog hunting and kind of gave the hog hunters a bad name because they let the damn dogs die in the pen.
Yeah.
And they didn't feed them. And they didn't feed them. Dogs were eating other dogs' corpse. And then you can't do that. And
no.
if you're going to do that, why do you even get into the spot in the first place to even try it?
And it seems like that's the only light that we get shed on us is the negative.
Is the negative light. And if you're going to get into this game, man, like, you either got to, and I understand life happens, but there's not many folks that are in this game more than 2 or 3 years because one, it's rough. One, the time commitment. One, you got families, you got work and stuff like that. But you really got to make a vow to your dogs that you want to do it, because we don't do it just to catch hogs. We do it to see the dogs work. We do it to keep a tradition alive. We do it to hang out with friends, meet new people, and just love every aspect of that term. We don't do it just for freaking pictures on Instagram. Even though we have one of the biggest pages, we don't do it just because of that.
I agree. And I've went to bat for you guys several times because we'll get into a discussion and somebody will talk about, videos and pictures and stuff. And they'll ask me, they was like, well, what do you think about those guys? I was like, well, when I first seen any of their content and stuff, I was like, well, it's going to be a couple more guys they're going to be here for a year or two, and then that's it. I said, and then I met them. And I realized that they don't do this for pictures and videos. They do this because they're dog men.
Yep. 100%.
And that's 100% a fact. I don't care if that we're friends or not. Even if we didn't even like each other and at all. If I know you and you're who you are, that's what I'm going to say. And if that guy like you're talking about let his damn dogs die and all that stuff, I'm never going to go run around and tell everybody that. I'm just going to say, hey, that shouldn't happen. But that's the only light that gets shed on us is the negative shit. The positive stuff, like doing the Tulsa Standard hunt. And you look at the Dylan Dingler hunts. Jesus, man. The veteran hunts, all these things that hog hunters do, nobody ever says, hey, good job, guys. Y'all did a good job.
And you know the problem
you can boil it down. You can boil it all the way down to taking a kid hunting.
Yeah. I
You can
guarantee you
boil
hog
it
hunters
all the
probably
way
take more
down
than
to that.
anybody.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and
Yep.
they do special needs hunts all the time, and veteran hunts like Logan Campbell, special needs hunts
Yes.
down in Craig's Outdoor Kids in Dublin. I mean, there's so much things like that, and it barely ever touches the surface. And like when I did this postal hunt, and you know how Carter was talking about, like I really do try to bust my ass to get sponsors and do all that stuff and put the time and effort, because I really like doing that stuff, and I want to see it grow and just not be just some podunk freaking little thing. So I've reached out to like newspapers or bigger magazines. I'm not saying like Tuskers. I love Tuskers and we write for it, and that's a big magazine. But I was talking about even something bigger that in the state and stuff like that. And I just wanted somebody to come out there and check it out and see what we're about. You know what I'm saying? And nobody showed up. You know what I'm saying?
I have a friend
which is no coverage, and it's hard to see. That just a simple little coverage of
a little bit of like coverage can go a long way.
A long way with these folks, man. A long way.
Well, I got a friend, and I'm glad you brought that up. I got a friend of mine. He done an article for Outdoor Life magazine, and you know, Field and Stream and Outdoor Life, they've been around forever,
for a while. Yeah,
I can put you in contact with him, and see if maybe he might know somebody.
Yeah, but it's not even to put a plug on like Boars and Broads or Dixie Dogs.
No, it's about
it's to put a plug on for hog hunters.
The hog hunters, yes.
Yeah.
It's that, and in that sense right there, it's for the simple fact that, you don't have a game warden sitting around the damn corner waiting to catch somebody. They would be there taking pictures with us.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, if it's in the right light. And that's like Randy Durrell catches a bunch of shit. He did at first for sure when he was posting all these videos about goose and shedding this, man, everybody don't need to see that, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with the videos. He's putting it in a positive light. But it's the older way of thinking that holds a lot of it back. And the older style of hog doggers, the guys that I know that were way older than me, those dudes were rough. Most of them were rough. I ain't gonna lie. And so there's a reputation that we have to surpass.
100%.
And then our tradition and heritage, we got to pass it on, and we need to do it in the best way possible. So, I mean, doing the things like all the hog doggers do, that, like, if you notice, man, we're chasing this rabbit. Like you said, we're beating a damn dead horse. We got to stop talking about this and make a move.
Yeah,
we got to
We got to be about it. Yeah, 100%. We got to figure it out.
We're gonna get this alliance deal kicked off, and we're gonna do it very, very soon. And I know I can count on you guys to be in there and be a part of it. Y'all probably teach me a lot of stuff, I'm sure.
But
anyway,
I was gonna say, I want to say, how about them Woods dogs, baby? We got third place at Earl's. Woo-woo.
Yes, sir. Yeah, me and Uncle Pat was talking about that, and and Randy Durrell too.
Good deal.
Yeah, they were talking about the Woods hunt, the sportsman class.
Yes,
was it sportsman class or the Woods option? Which one was it? Or Joe?
We were Woods option.
Woods option.
We got third place.
That's right.
Yeah, but man, it was awesome to see the sportsman class. They had like 43 in the 2-dog and 23 in the 1-dog or something like that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It was something. Oh yeah, it was awesome to see all the people out there and all the regular hog hunters out there putting their dogs on.
There was. I know there was several guys that somebody had that dog there named 5-0.
Yeah,
that dog right there. I like that dog. And then, like I said, the sportsman class, Braxton Sultan. Braxton, he brought his dogs and ran them, and I think he had a couple buddies that showed up and brought their dogs. So I mean, it's steadily growing.
All I know is we had a daggum blast.
If you're gonna go to Earl, go Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday. Like those are all the days are fun, but that was some. I'm glad we made it to them days.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time.
Well, hell, we was hunting because we thought the 2-dog wasn't going to start till what time? We didn't think it was going to start late Thursday.
Yeah, we were early.
Yeah, so we was out in freaking Yorktown, Texas, and it was like 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and we was hunting, and we got a call from Braxton. It said, "Hey, man, you got to be here to put your dogs in, or you got to put them in your names in tonight because they're starting at 8 in the morning." We were like, "Oh God!" And they didn't send out the list yet, so we had to load up everything, go eat real quick, and then we freaking drove 7 hours from Yorktown to Winfield, and man, that was a rough drive.
We were running red eye, boy.
I bet.
Woo, boy.
I know everything was rolling on really good. Usually we're in a time crunch, and it's just, it's so stressful, and it pull an all nighter on Saturday nights because the dogs are baying all night long. And this, like I said, this go round, everything just flowed. We were
it was nice and smooth.
We were early, yeah. Everything got going a little early, so it really worked out good. That Jake's doing a good job.
I'm excited about next year, and then hell, man, I think Abbeville with the Okmulgee Hog Festival. I think this is gonna be one of the bigger ones they've ever had. They are freaking pumping this thing out the water right now, and I believe it's gonna be a big shindig, and I'm excited about that.
I've heard a lot about it. I've never been.
Well, last year the bay ended at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. This year I don't know what's gonna happen. They better start earlier than they're thinking because this
we're gonna be running into Sunday on this one.
No, for real, I'm not even joking. It might be get that late because there's so many people coming and gonna enter. They're gonna have to cap it off because you're gonna have so many people from Florida are pumping this thing out the water, and like Florida doesn't have, obviously they don't have anything, so this is like one of the closer ones to them.
Yeah,
they're going to be coming. The South Florida people are going to be there. We're going to be there. I know
we're coming. They can just go ahead and write that check out to Dixie Doggers, bud. I'm bringing. I'm telling you, utter and sheer chaos is coming with me.
Oh yeah,
and I'm running with his daddy.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. I talked to Miss Joy, and she told me. She said, "Yeah." She said, "If I'm going," she said, we'll run them with their dad." So that old Clyde dog she got's a pretty good dog.
He's pretty solid, ain't he?
Yeah.
So Miss Joy's such a badass, man.
Dude,
she is such a badass.
Yes, without a doubt. I'm talking about. She's a bad. I'm telling you.
She's a bad mamma jamma. Right
yes,
there.
Sir.
She's a good one.
She
definitely
person,
is. Good-hearted. She don't play. I like her. I like her a lot. She's always been one of the most supportive people we've ever met since we started.
And she's real as it gets too, man.
100%.
So
100%.
Well, you guys got anything else? We've been at it about 2 hours now. So you got anything else you want to add or talk about right quick before we wrap this one up? Or we can go on. We can go on for another 2 hours and do 2 parts. Or I don't care.
No, it's up to y'all. I know you've been busting your tail and getting these episodes ready. So
we've been knocking them out.
Yeah. I'll save my questions for the next one. How about that?
Hey, whatever you want. Hey, fire away, brother. I'm ready.
All right. No, man, we can have another episode. We'll see you. No, we're
all right. We'll do that again. We're gonna. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
I'll let you. I ain't gonna make you.
You interview. Get your questions. You and Carter both get about 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
You on the spot.
And then y'all can interview.
It ain't gonna be just.
Yeah, y'all can interview me on the next one.
I want you and Nate. I want to hear.
They said you got to be on the next one. Nate, he's going to interview both of us. All right.
We're going to ask y'all some questions.
All right, bet. We'll do that. Yeah. All right, man. Well, man, we appreciate y'all so much, dude.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you so much.
All the support you guys give us and all the support that y'all give the hog dog world in general. Man, it just don't think that it doesn't go unnoticed. And I know there's negative people here and there, but the good outweighs the bad. So
that goes the same. That goes the same to you, man.
Oh shit, we just hanging on. We riding y'all's coattails.
Shoot, man, but for real, like y'all's podcast, it's one of the bigger ones. There's been not quite a few. I mean, there's been a few that have tried it and not succeeded, and y'all pushed through it, and y'all are succeeding really well.
We're gaining some traction.
A lot more listeners. There's a lot more people listen to the podcast than what you probably even.
Yeah, it surprised me, man. And there's a couple of times where, like at the Tulsa Standard Hunt, there was so many guys that come up, just shook the hand. Hey, man, we've listened to this, and or this episode and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, you know,
and
and
my phone gets a notification when y'all drop a new episode, and I look forward to it when I wake up in the morning. 'Cause I listen to it. You know, I'm driving to work, or I'm on a tractor, or I'm cutting grass, or working out. I'll be listening to y'all, and I'll be listening. I'll start if I will go through them all. I'll go back to the very first episode and start listening again.
And
that's what I like to do, and I love hog hunting.
Good.
I love and I just like hearing about it. And man, it's really awesome what you guys got going. Please don't ever stop.
That's like I said, that's why we've really buckled down here the past few weeks, past couple months really, and started putting them out. People that've been keeping up with us, they'll notice that we're putting them out quicker and quicker, more and more. And it's because of that simple fact. I talked to Scott Lanier. It was probably a year ago, and Scott, he done started over and done listened to every episode. He done it a couple times, man. And I was like, dude, he's like, man, give me something new. Give me something new. And then
that's one of the realest people I've ever met, man.
Scott is 1,000%. He's real, bro.
We said, hey man, he drove all the way up to the Tulsa Standard Memorial Hunt
for the way in.
And we said, man, are we gonna see at Earl's? He said, man, I had to make a choice of whether I'm going to Earl's or this, and I chose this. Hang out with y'all. That is so freaking real. It blew my mind, man. Like that just goes to show how real he is and how much support.
Without a doubt. And you know, he takes care of all the kids. He's got an outstanding wife. Scott's got a lot going for him. And he works like a maniac all the time. And, you know, he got his kennels built. Scott took it and did it the right way. He said, look, I've done this before. I've been out of it a long time. Now he's getting back in it. He got all his stuff situated, got his yard right, built his kennels. Then he gets a dog.
Scott, he's a smart man.
Yeah, he got him a pen dog. He's got him and the kids going to the bays and stuff. And so, you know, he's going to be coming. I'm pretty sure he'll be at Abbeville too. So,
heck yeah,
that dude right there, like I said, he's as good as it gets. But you got guys like y'all are the reason that we're doing this stuff, is because it's like, you know, I don't know why in the hell y'all like listening to talk about hog dogging, or whatever we talk about, but I appreciate it.
100%. Like we met a guy at Earl's too, and I was trying to tell Carter that, like, to show him try to get these videos out and make these little hunt videos, because the one guy's like, man, I work on the oil rigs, and I get off the oil rigs when I'm offshore and I get back on land. I try to watch all y'all's videos, and I go back on there and I wait till y'all come back on land and watch the videos again. You and Joey's and Dixie Doggers and Justin's and everybody's. And I was like, man, that's so kick ass that you hear from folks like that, and they look up to you, and
they take time out of their day.
Keep going. That's what makes you keep going, man. Because some people live vicariously through the hog hunters, and there's older gentlemen that hit us up all the time and send us messages that can't hunt anymore. They're like, oh, I used to hunt. I'm 90 years old now, and I used to hunt back in the day, and I just can't hunt no more, but I love watching those videos. So and the kids and the ass. I mean, there's so many reasons why to do it, and it's cool when you get gratification and affirmation from people and those aspects.
It's very great, and I'm very thankful. And I'm, like I said, I could ramble on and just keep on about it, man. I don't know what else to say, but like we're trying to get to the point to where we can get enough ads and get some ad revenue to build it up bigger. We can get more equipment. You know, we can do this more often, and you know, with listeners, that's how we're going to be able to do this. So you guys that are listening, make sure that when you listen to us, you know, you download it, or if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you like it. Make sure you watch at least 5 minutes of it, you know, or whatever. That's how everything works. And in order for us to keep doing this, that's the way we got to do it. Same thing with Boars and Broads. Check their videos out, all those social media stuff. Make sure that you subscribe it, you like, you comment, you make sure you interact. Because that's how we can do it.
That's how it goes, man. The interaction and those algorithms and all that stuff. That's it. We're so old school, and there's so many old school hunters that don't really. They just get on, pop it up, and listen to it. They don't like it, but they don't understand that like and that subscribe button or that comment or whatever, it helps you out so much. And and the other platforms see that. Like people, you're hosting there. The platforms that your stuff's on, that you're getting hosted by, they see that, and that's how you generate the money. So
yeah, and
thank
so
y'all people for y'all check it out.
What platforms are y'all on? Name all of them. Where they can find y'all.
I mean, shoot. I mean, besides like Facebook and our website and Instagram and Carter's TikTok, my TikTok. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hear me? Sorry, my headphones just died. I'm not saying we're on Facebook, Instagram, our website at boarsandbras.com, and then we got on Rumble because YouTube don't like us.
Yeah, I got you. And saying we've been walking freaking. It kind of sucks because we don't want to get knocked off of YouTube again. So our videos, like, we don't get to show the best parts, you know. And
yeah,
so it's one of those where I watch our videos sometimes and I'm like, man, I want to show the full deal, the full effect, but
that's what people see. Yeah,
because that's what people want to see. So, you know, but I think we got an account on Rumble, and we're going to start branching over to them as well.
And that's what I told Carter, because he got disheartened because YouTube got taken down. And I get it, because that's the most like organic, one of the more organic reaches that you can get. Is that. But the people that want to watch this stuff are going to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you put on Rumble, people are going to watch it regardless. Like the true people that like your stuff, they're going to watch it, not just some random person scrolling through on
all the
iPad.
passerbys. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So people that really like you, support you, they're gonna watch it. They're gonna check you out. They're gonna get the page and do that. And I don't know. We met Michael Speiler. He's got all them DVDs. I was like, hell, Carter, we just need to start selling, get a bunch of hunters.
Oh yeah.
Start selling DVDs. People only got DVDs anymore. They probably got with the still jump drive or something.
Oh, Speiler, man, he's been at it for a long time.
Yeah, man, that's the first time. I know we're rambling, but that's the first time I actually shook my hands with his hand and met him. Girls, he's so cool, man.
He is. That's a legend right there, boys.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to make a trip with him here, eventually coming up here in the future sometime and go hunt with him. But he is he reached out to us and gave us that hog, that micro hog glide or something. That's a badass.
Yeah, we got one too. It's definitely that's the best light that I found for what we do. Yeah. You know, I wear it out. Well, Nate wears it more than I do most of the time now. But anyway, so and we sell them as well for him. So
that's awesome.
If y'all need a good light, micro hog hunter, baby. So, but anyway, man, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, wrap that thing up. I could talk here for all night.
I know, buddy. And we'll do it again. Like I said, we're gonna start doing this and get you guys on more frequently. So to all you listeners out there, we appreciate y'all. To anybody that sponsors us or that even tells us thank you, or, you know, dude, we appreciate y'all so much, and let us know what we can do to continually better this, and give us some more topics. If you got questions, load them up, send them to us. Y'all come hunt with us. Come find out, you know, come see our shitty dogs. Come see what running with shitty dogs looks like.
Yes, sir.
If you want to catch an armadillo, roll with us.
Yeah.
We're
gonna go to their spots because we ate all our.
Dude, I just found a new spot that's loaded. I put out a game camera last night, and I literally put a bait pile out with 250 pounds of peanuts, and I got 2 armadillos on it, buddy. So we finna bust them. Busting holes, baby. Busting holes.
Yes, sir.
All right, boys. Well, I appreciate y'all, man, and we'll talk at you next time.
I love y'all, boys.
Hey, everybody listening, check out Dixie Doggers, baby.
All right. Thank y'all.
Check out Dixie Doggers. All right.
We'll see.
Yeah.